grab your favorite crayons, markers, or coloring pencils, and the coloring sheet for devotion. Because today you are going to master your way to coloring through this window and opening up to your multi-dimensional chakra system. So when you're ready, go ahead and grab your favorite color today to start with. Color theory is always really important, as whatever color you choose for this energy could add more meaning to what you're specifically working on in connection to devotion, this window between the heart and crown chakra today. So if you don't want to pick your own color and you want to stick to the colors of the chakra system, you've got heart chakra, which is green, and you've got crown chakra, which can be pink, it can be gold, any color within that spectrum. So if you want to grab that color and then make a choice, we're going to get started with locating where these chakras are touching the card. So before we get there, actually, talking just a moment about opening to the right holographic brain. You've probably heard this already if you do these coloring sheets, but if not, it's always a great reminder. So what we look at when coloring here with any kind of symbolic imagery, number one, coloring really taps into the right brain. It allows you to turn on different areas of the brain. You become very calm and receptive. And then these colors, the images, as well as the words that are coming through as you're coloring, really help to start aligning different kind of neurofeedback within the brain, so that when this index, this codex, this new kind of symbolic image that you're programming right now for your brain, when any of these things show up in your life, or whenever possibly the heart chakra or the crown chakra are activated in this way, you might have a remembrance in a different way that elicits information or wisdom to come to you in the moment. This is what light language does. Light language can be spoken, light language can be written, light language can be symbolic like this. And so this energy that holds a much different vibration can really start to implant in a good way some of this different coding within your brain, so that when ready, you can have this wisdom that this connects to. So the multidimensional chakra system is all about thinking, feeling, and then acting. And so when we look at the energy of devotion here, what we're going to find first are these chakras on the card. So at the very bottom right hand side, you see the world, and the world, when touching the right hand side, it represents the physical aspect of the heart chakra. The physical aspect of the heart chakra is all about the community. It's about the world. It's about how you're showing up in the world, or how people are receiving you in the world. It's about bigger groups than just your family or your friends, right? It's communities. It's the bigger networks of people that you belong to. So think big groups where you know a few names inside of the group, but you don't know everybody, right? This would be what we're looking at for the world. It could be your political affiliation. It could be your religion. You know, it's these bigger communities that we identify with. And then when you look at the top left-hand side of the card, you'll see the gems, the jewels. Whenever you see the gems, we're looking at crown chakra, and because it's touching the the left-hand side of the card, we're looking at it in the emotional plane, which is all about your purpose. And so this is all about your purpose as you show up in the world, or as you're connected to these bigger communities. So as you begin to color and master the energy of this window today, know that we are mastering a level of our purpose in connection to how we are seen, or how we present ourselves, or how we're received by the world around us. And so at the very top left-hand side of the card, again, you're seeing the jewels. Now, the word devotion is hidden up there, moving from the top of the jewels. There's a D that's kind of hidden in there, and those two jewels that are pointing towards the right-hand side of the card. And then the word devotion, D-E, is the next. It's 2 letters over. The V is kind of right curved around the D, and it goes kind of kitty corner towards that top right hand side of the card. So there's a little cross inside of the O. So it's a very hard word to see, but that's where devotion is contained, up there at the top right hand side of the card. So when we look at the imagery here, what we see is a heart with a prism moving through it. The prism, as you know from the symbolic imagery of the third eye chakra, the prism is used to guide us, to bring in a knowing or a greater perspective. And so here, the heart connection is the thing that is guiding us. It is the thing that is showing us the way. And so interestingly enough, if you tap back into the physical aspect of what's opening in this card, it's all about the community or the bigger groups, or how the world right now is showing up to guide you, to lead you, right? To get you more fully connected to your purpose. So the heart has a little hand that's coming out of it, out of the back side of it, and it's grabbing around the wrist of a man or woman that is head bowed. You can see a leg and a foot with a knee bent there, a hand on a rocky cliff that's protruding outside of the earth, and this man, head down, is literally in like a surrender, a complete surrender to following the heart. This person's head is tilted so far down that they're not even looking at what they're climbing, right? It's a complete surrender to the heart. And this is, again, interesting because sometimes our heart of hearts is the thing that's guiding us, the passion, the truth, the vulnerability that we have to go, to get up every day, to follow our dreams, to pursue our purpose, right? So this is one energy or one aspect here. But the heart in this card really represents the world, how we have to literally sometimes just surrender our identity, surrender what we think we know, and follow the bigger calling, the bigger guidance that our community or the world or whatever this is that's a physical representation of the heart chakra is showing up to have you walk and move and crawl and climb and fight through, to really follow your purpose. And so this can be, the devotion, right? The deep regard and respect and love that we have for our calling, our purpose, that we have to sometimes fight through however the world is showing up. And this might be the naysayers, this might be the people who are inhibiting our forward process, and how we have to just continue to surrender, and follow how we're being guided forward. But this can also be about the community or the world, or how you're meant to show up in the world and service a greater calling. So around the human that's being guided by the heart are a whole bunch of lotuses. Lotuses as a symbol here. The lotus is the flower that grows in the swamps and the murk. Out of the darkest, densest, murkiest waters grows some of the most pristine and beautiful flowers, the lotus. And so that unfolding energy of through the darkest times, you can find the beauty and the light and the perseverance, right? That it takes to kind of grow out of the muck into something beautiful. In lotus, all the chakras in Hindu tradition are, the chakras are represented by the lotus, the unfolding of the lotus. And the crown chakra is, the 1,000-spoked or the infinite-spoked lotus that is a continual unfolding that we move through kind of that darkest time and continue to open up and express more and more of our beauty within the dark and show our light, right? And so all of these symbols here mixed together to awaken within you this window that is connected to devotion. And so allowing yourself now, as you color through this, to allow that heart chakra and that crown chakra to activate through you, to allow this unfolding to happen within you so you can see more clearly where the devotion energy is excelling or maybe stagnant within your multidimensional chakra system. So continue to color this and ask yourself where and how in your life you're mastering this energy of devotion, and allow this to guide and support you as you continue on your journey with so much light and love.